What's a small lie you've told that ended up completely snowballing out of control?
I once told a coworker I was a little late because of traffic. That was true for about 10 seconds. Then I added there was an accident. Then that it involved a truck. Then that the truck was carrying livestock. By the time I arrived, I was explaining that several goats had escaped. One was standing on a police car, and the highway had been shut down while an animal control officer named Steve tried to negotiate with it. People gathered around my desk. Someone asked questions. I panicked and introduced a second goat, smaller but more aggressive. HR overheard. By lunch, I was Googling average goat behavior under stress to stay consistent. 3 months later, Steve from accounting asked how the goats were doing. I said, they were rehomed. He nodded like this made perfect sense.
Not my lies, but myself and co-workers. Friends got wrapped up in his lies. Let's call the liar called Paul. Seemed like a perfectly normal guy. First lie. He needed off work because his daughter passed away. We, his co-workers, bought a card. It was signed by our entire staff that knew him. We bought flowers, sent it to his address. He only had one daughter, she was alive. Second lie. We played league pool at a couple local bars. One of the bartenders asked me if I've seen Paul. He was on our pool team, but he was mere for a couple weeks. I said I hadn't. She proceeds to tell me that a girl came into the bar asking for Paul, who she thought was the owner. He told this girl he was the owner and would hire her as a bartender right on the spot. And she just needed to report to work. She shows up after quitting her other job just to find out Paul was not the owner. Third lie. The owner, who I knew at the other bar we played pool at, was told by Paul that he had a bunch of bar stools that his friend was selling. Because said friend was selling his bar, he gave Paul the money. None of us ever saw Paul again.